Good morning, my subs. Ooh, it's really windy this morning. Oh, okay. It is 48 degrees. It's 9 a.m. It's Wednesday, May 22nd. Our high is 53, and our wind is 19 miles an hour. So this is what 19 miles an hour looks like. So it's really kind of chilly today. So, but yesterday, oh, look at, wait. I mean, it is brutal. Brutal today, folks. Look, snow's almost gone. That's all I care about. Yeah! The wind! I have, one of those crazy hats on because I was like really worried about the wind, and I'm more concerned about my. So I'm gonna go over here and sit down. See, there's barely any wind. And hopefully it'll be nice and warm right here. So we're trying not to walk around the yard today. And besides, I haven't done any changes or anything. It basically looks the same as it did yesterday. It was really overcast and cloudy, so it really didn't even get much sun. It was just kind of brutal today. I stayed indoors, but we did have an incident yesterday here in Silver Lake that my notes. I just lost my note. There it is. Ah! It was on my S paper, my notes. Okay. So, yesterday I was in the house, it was normal, but I had the door slightly opened, and of course you can't see that my door is open from the road here or from anywhere. You'd have to be on that road to be able to see if my door is open. And Bruce made this really weird low growl. Not really a growl, more like a like that. And I was blown away because Bruce is a rescue. I did get him when he was 8 months old, but I never trained him. I had Bella when she was 5 weeks old. And for new viewers, she passed away a little over a year ago. She was 12. Anyway, so I trained her. She never barked. She would just make that a noise and then look in the direction she wants me to look. But he did it. But he didn't look in the direction. He just made the noise. So I was weird. So I thought maybe there was a frog in the house or something had ran through the door and he was tripped out about it. So I'm looking around the house, seeing what could have made him want me to do something. And then nothing. So I kind of shut my door and I looked out the window and I saw a dude walking around this house. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Because it wasn't Alan. And I've never seen anybody over there but Alan. And so I was watching him a little bit. And he was trying to look in the windows and stuff. And I was whoa. Because I know that house isn't for sale. Alan's not doing anything with it. He has a house that's on the other side of that house. And he just, he's been slowly getting rid of the stuff over the years, the last 2.5 years, 3 years after his wife had passed. He's been slowly, getting rid of the trailers and the outbuildings and all that kind of stuff. And then the guy started walking over towards the truck. So, and you know how much I love that truck. I love that truck. So then I moved to my other window over here and I was watching him. And that's when I noticed that he was wearing one orange shoe and one like white shoe. I was like, what is happening here? And he had like a backpack. He was an older dude. And had this, and the backpack was so weighed down. It wasn't packed because it was like all poofy on top. Like, like there wasn't anything on the top, but it was like on the bottom of the backpack, it was whatever he had in there was super heavy because it was like really pulling. And then he had something weird in his hand. I don't know what it was. It looked like a tow hook or something. And then he stopped at the truck and he walked all the way around it, and then he came back out and he went down to the gate right there, and then instead of crawling through the gate, because like it's not much of a gate, and there's that one spot, it's a big square spot that you could just crawl through, he crawls through the barbed wire. And I knew instantly that he wasn't supposed to be over there because that's a hunting cabin. And she only comes here because she really enjoys hunting and stuff. And so I was like, okay, something's definitely not right. So I call my neighbors that's down there. Okay, so my other two neighbors over there, neither one of them were home. I don't know. I think Alicia was at work, and I don't know. Maybe Amanda was at work too. I don't know. But none of their dogs were out. So I let my dog out because nobody's dogs were out to bark. So I let my dog out, and Bruce ran over to the corner and he was bark, 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 bark. And I called my neighbor down here, and she ended up being in Bend. And I was like, oh my gosh. I told her what I saw, and she said, okay, call Tom. That's our sheriff. So I was like, okay. So then I came outside and I stood like right here in my big old hat and head covering because my ear, and it's getting better, like why, take chances. And so then I see him. I didn't see him. He was out of my sight for like 2 minutes or 2 or 3 minutes because I was on the phone with her, but I still watched and I couldn't see him anywhere. And I kept telling her, I can't see him. I can't see him. I don't know if he got in the building or not. And then he popped out over there between the trailer and the outhouse. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's over by the outhouse. And so then, so we hung up with her, and I stepped outside, out here into the gravel right here. It was like right here. And I said, hey, I'm a cop caller. I didn't know what to say. So I just yelled, I'm a cop caller. There was nobody home. Alan wasn't out here. They weren't there. It's like so crazy because always somebody in town is home. But I'm like, am I the only person in town that's home? Come on now. And so then I noticed that my neighbors over here were home. So I was like, okay, one neighbor's home. Both him and his wife were home because I saw her car and his truck. So I was like, okay, at least they're home. Maybe, because they have another vehicle that I couldn't see. So, which I've never seen them both in it together, but who knows. So then so before I yelled that I was a cop caller, he opened the outhouse door. And then quickly shut it. And then that's when I came running out, and and I was kind of laughing a little bit because I'm sure that was a real shocker. Like, like that's the poop chute, dude. That's where the poop shoots down. And I'm sure that he got like, I think he was like pretty shocked and was expecting it to be like a shed. And so then when he started walking towards these buildings, when I starting to not to see him anymore, I yelled out, "I'm a cop caller." And then he was out of my sight for like a minute. And by then I'm on the phone with, we only have one cop. And so they were like sending him immediately. And then ended up, he popped out in between right under where those rocks are piled up on top of that building, and between that shed. He came walking in between that. And then he's totally pretended like he didn't hear me. And he tried to open the door or tried to look in there. And then he came back and went back through the barbed wire, barbed wire fencing. And then he started walking down in that direction. They said they were on their way. Cheryl called back, or my neighbor called back. I talked to her. She called her and said, yeah, nobody was supposed to be there because she's not there. And then, so, and I told them, well, I called the police. They're on their way. And so then the police were here. I gave him the description of the dude with the one orange shoe. Like, you can't really miss him. Fluorescent orange shoe. I'm like, wow. He was like wearing a white snow hat that looked like it was like black and gray around the rim. And then like white on top with the little poof ball. And dark colored clothing. His backpack was, the top half was white, the bottom half was black. One orange shoe, one white shoe. An older gentleman, probably, I don't know, looked real rough. Could just be drugs, but definitely not a young kid. So that was that. And of course, one of my other neighbors that lives he's not even really a neighbor. He lives like a couple miles away. I heard through the grapevine that he saw that guy walking through town and saw him somewhere over in Lapine. And then saw him in Christmas Valley, and now he's seeing him in Silver Lake. And so that dude told him, hey, no, not this town. You got to keep moving. And not Summer Lake, not Paisley. Matter of fact, not Lake County at all. So he's been, it's a homeless guy, whatever told him that he's got to keep going. Like Idaho would be more his gig. Or California. But not here. So that was that. So my dog did a good thing. Of course, he barked the whole time after that till he couldn't see the guy anymore. So that was good. I was really proud of Ruthie. Good boy. And then I was like on high alert, constantly looking outside, and I'm like, well, when I was talking to the police officer, like, who's gonna steal my stuff? Like, nobody. My stuff is the stuff that gets left in the garage that I built for. I'm the one who steals it out of my own garage. And I try to incorporate the stuff that I steal openly out here in my yard. So, like, if my kids are like, where's those, where's this or that? Or I buy it from yard sales. Like locally. Like if I'm, or whatever. Or I go to the restore. And I display all of my everything I own is displayed right out here. Yep, there it is. Unless you're looking for like a buoy or something that floats, or, They can willingly take those crazy chimes that my aunt gave me. I can't stand them. That's why they're hanging clear out there on the fence. I do not like those things. When I put the brown stuff up, I'm going to flip them over to the other side so that I never have to look at them and only my neighbors have to look at them. That's my plan. You know, I really like the brown, but it probably would have been smarter for me to get the green because it comes in blue, green, brown, and maybe like a beige color. I'm not sure if it comes with the beige. I definitely know it comes in blue, green, and brown. For sure. But I'm an earthy girl. Well, obviously, my subs are earthy too. They like dirt. Because that's what we do. We play in the dirt. That's just what I do, is I just play in the dirt. I have not played all week out here because I'm paranoid about my ear. One ear is doing fabuloso. And is like not bothering me at all. Like 100% healed. The other ear is like on the cusp of being healed. Like it's just right there. So it's feeling better. If I would stop messing with it, it would be less sore. But I'm constantly touching it. And it's like, Anywho. Oh, wait. What happened to the notes? I was listening to Joni Mitchell this morning. And that... Oh, I forgot the timer already. I wrote a list of everything that I was supposed to bring with me. Like the glove to cover the thing. Because I knew it was 19-mile-an-hour wind. My hat... Tell you my ear's doing better. But then, you know, I got all jamming out to Joni Mitchell this morning. You know, I had to listen to it 5 times because, you know, the first time wasn't enough. Gets louder each time, too. And then you start boogieing a little bit, you know. I'm trying to do my stretches and exercises. Next thing I know, I'm trying to boogie woogie around the house. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'll write a note to make sure. But I did the date, time. I got all my lists of stuff. Oh yeah, and then I also wrote down that I was supposed to talk about the bum from yesterday. I mean, at least then you guys have some gossip or something to listen to. Instead of me rattling on about nothing. Which basically is what I do. What I do best. It's because you guys are my socialization. Because, like, yesterday, none of my neighbors were home. They all have lives. You know, when you have 50 people in town that have all their own lives, it's just devastating. Wow, you know, Alan's tree over there is looking pretty good. I'm not talking about this taller. I'm talking about this one that I'm looking straight ahead to. I so want to wander. The wind's died down a tiny bit, so let's see if we can wander out here for a second. It's going to come back. We know it. We know it. Oh, here it comes. Okay, there's the broccoli, and the broccoli's popping up. So that's good news. Lavender's looking good. I did not pick up this fence yet. Clearly, I'm just walking on it. Popping up there. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, wow, it's windy. The sunflowers are all coming up. And everything's getting blown over. Everything. Trees looking green. Ooh, that is poofing out. Looking good. Oh, that one's blooming. Cold. Garlic's looking beautiful. It looks dry out here. Maybe I should water. Oh, I'm so worried about that. That one looks good, though. Oh, the garlic. The asparagus is like hanging in there. More is popping up, though. So that's good. That's good, that's good, that's good. These irises are going to be blooming soon. Well, look at that one. Look how droopy that one, man. The ice really got that. I'm gonna have to come out here and cut that off. Ooh! That burst of wind! It's only gonna be 50 today. Or, wait, I don't know. I lost my paper. And I forgot already. That's crying night. I go over here. Oh, it's safe. What's the high today? 53? Wow, what a bummer. Oh, the sky looks good though. I mean, the wind is brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. It's a safety spot right here though. This is why I want the brown stuff all the way to go around. So then that way I can be like out there. It's a great wind blocker. Man, I can't wait. It's going to be, and it changes the whole ecosystem inside my garden by cutting down the wind. Like just by cutting that wind off like that, it's going to change a lot in there. Like it will really help it. It did, when I put that back piece up, it did the change was amazing for my sunflowers. Because I like doing my sunflowers back there. It's just that half of it went right there because I decided to start down that corner instead of starting down on this corner like I should have. But, you know, whatever. Now I just have to buy more. That's how it goes. But it did change everything back there. So I want to do it all the way around. I talk about it all the time. You're like, just buy it. I'm working on it. I'm going to do that. All right, you guys. I'm going to wish you a wonderful day. If you are somewhere where it's nice, warm, and sunny, I hope you spend some time outside getting dirty. If you're somewhere where it's windy, I hope you stay inside and be all cozy because those ears, man. Or keep your ears covered and play outside. I hope you play outside. That's what I want for you. I want you to play outside like I play outside. I've been trapped in the house for the last this week. And it's terrible. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. Because instead of buying the wind blocker stuff, I bought concrete sealer and a couple other things to, fix my bird baths back there so that I can get them back up in operation and get that going. But I wanted to fix them first because they're in haggard shape. Embarrassing. I don't want it's bad enough the birds fly over there and say, yeah, there's the dump. Like, I at least there's got to be places in there for water, So, I got to get those fixed up so that way when they get here, they're like, wow, it's really like paradise down here. Like the Joni Mitchell song. I took a parking lot and turned it into paradise. I don't know if this was ever a parking lot. I heard it was for bicycles. Oh yeah, there's like this bicycle marathon thingy coming here too. I forgot to ask what the date was. All right, so I'm wishing you a wonderful day. And I hope work goes well if you're at work. Or that it went well if you have to watch this video after. And I hope that there is peace, love, and happiness going on inside your home. Even if you're the only one there. Hey, my house is peaceful because I'm the only one there. I have to argue with myself sometimes just to cause a ruckus. Get some chaos and drama going on. And then mostly it's because I forgot where I put something. Yeah, I think I need to water. But man, it's so cold. I don't know. I got to try out this new sprinkler. Make sure it works. I paid $3 for it. And I was so happy to get it and grateful that I should probably show my appreciation and throw some water through it. I need my son to lift up my tub so that it can drain. There's a frog that's living underneath there already. Every time I walk by, he's like, rabbit, 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 like, get away. And I'm like, what? No, dude. My tub. My tub, my tub, my tub. There's some sunflowers up here. Oh, look at that big boy. Look at that. Look at that. That one's going to have a dark center. I guarantee you. I can tell. Do you know how I can tell? It's because the stem is dark. It has like a purplish tint to it, so it's going to have a dark center. This one's also going to have a dark center. Same. This one's going to have a yellow center. What is this? Oh, this is going to be... Okay, this one right here, and possibly this one, I'm not sure, but this one for sure. This one's going to have dark center, and it's going to be a cross between a Russian mammoth and a wild sunflower. So it's not only going to be tall, but it's going to have a lot of heads on it. This one's only going to have one head. This one's only going to have one. This one's only going to have one. This one will have multiple heads. Because look at that in the crack. Right where my finger is. Right here. There, that's going to have a head there. So, that will be interesting. I don't want to go over all these sunflowers, but I know that one already. I don't see anything popping up there. Teddy bears take longer. They're only 2 feet tall, and they take a lot longer to grow. These are echinaceas. Both of these will be pink. And I went around and I slipped in zinnia seeds, but I did the giant zinnias. Like the very first year that I grew flowers, I grew a giant zinnia. And when I started first doing shorts, that giant zinnia was my everything. When I discovered how to do shorts, I did the zinnia. Okay, well, I'm wishing you a happy day. Peace, love, and happiness. May peace be with you always. Thank you for being my subs. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know, because that's like the trend. All right. Love ya. Bye.